the invoice was 10 lakhs plus GST.
For a logo.
For a logo. For this logo that you see. Felt like a movie for me because I was awarded the Student of the Year award from Karan Johar in 2017. I think we've gone through both the phases. Games got banned in the middle. They came back. Very tough times for not just us but the players and everyone working at Orangutan.
Hello everybody, welcome to ATLAS SkillTech University's Back to Class podcast. Here every week we host successful ATLAS alumni and fellow to come back to class and share their story. Today we have with us one of my first students at ATLAS SkillTech University, Jai, who is also the co-founder of Orangutan. So firstly, Jai, welcome back to class. How are you doing today?
All good. Very excited to be here. It's always good to come back to the college, and this is where it all started for me. My journey. So very excited.
So this is where it all started for you. Can we just rewind a few years ago and ask what was Jai Shah doing 5-6 years ago?
Immediately after college, ATLAS in 2016, for my undergrad, I was exploring a lot of options, and HR college back in the day was one of the most popular colleges out there. The reason behind that college being one of the most popular was Dr. Indu Shahani. And when she started ISME back in the day, when I first came to the college, it was in a corporate building back in Lower Parel, and it felt like an international university. The classroom, the kind of faculty I interacted with really got me intrigued, and my dad had studied under Dr. Indu Shahani. And he told me that I think this is you just trust the woman and she'll kind of, whatever she is doing will really work out for you. And to be very honest, it's been a life-changing experience because out of all the options I had, I think ATLAS ISME was one of the best options for me.
The first time when you told me that you're starting a startup, trust me, I was one of the happiest persons, right? Because everything what we discussed, shared in the classroom was being put to action, right? The rubber was hitting the road. But this whole gamut, and I'll blame myself for being a little old, but can you please tell me what exactly is an esports company? I know Orangutan is one of the biggest names in India, globally as well, I believe, because you're traveling a lot. Can you actually explain me, as if I'm an 8-year-old, it's a role reversal now, right? What exactly is the esport industry right now?
So esports is nothing but playing competitive video games, but now it's happening on a much larger scale. I think COVID was the time when esports in India kind of took a boom, and like the industry started getting recognized, and a lot of different opportunities were created for different esports athletes, different tournament organizers who were organizing esports events. And the reason it happened is during the lockdown, everyone was sitting at home playing video games, playing a lot of these games like PUBG, Counter-Strike, Valorant. And that is when the opportunity kind of came in for different people, because they did not need a physical location. All these games can be played virtually from any location, so you don't need to be together to play this. Rise of mobile gaming and just cell phones in India, a lot of these mobile games got very popular. People during COVID started streaming these games as well. People like Scout, Mortal, these are one of the bigger names in the industry. They started streaming these games, and people like the Gen Z and the late millennials started watching these people play video games. And to be honest, for me, it was very surprising. Why would you not play the game but watch other people play the game? But the idea was very simple. It's just like how you watch Virat Kohli play cricket and then you go back and you want to become like Virat Kohli. The same sense was created in esports as well, where people used to look up to these guys for their skill. So these tournaments from 5,000 to 5 lakh to 2 crore, they started becoming very popular. Today, if I have to compare it to any of the traditional sports, Orangutan is just like, say, a Mumbai Indians in IPL or a Manchester United in the Premier League. So we are a team. We have we recruit professional athletes who day in day out just play this game. So if you ask them what do you do, they're like, we play video games and we compete at the highest level possible and we get paid for it. We saw this as an opportunity in COVID, and my partner Yash Bhanushali, he actually introduced me to this industry, and he told me that this industry is kind of booming. I'm planning to start something. I'm looking for a co-founder. If you're up for it, we can do it together. One thing I understood is this is exactly like any other sport. It's just that you need to treat it as a sport, and there is a lot of success story that you see out there in the West, and it was something that we were trying to replicate in India. And because we saw the boom, I think it was the right point for us to enter the market. So I think we were at the right place at the right time, doing the right things, and that is, we were a part of the wave which was, booming. There was a lot of unstructured approach that was taken in the esports industry. So we tried to fill the gaps by structuring the industry, building teams, building it like a business.
Got it. I'm pretty sure there's a very cool story when it comes to Orangutan, right? Do you have a story? Why did you come across Orangutan? And I know the story behind your logo as well. Yeah. So I want all our viewers to actually know the story of your logo. And I actually don't know why Orangutan. It's a cool name, but why?
So very random. There was no real thought. So when we were planning and when we were deciding to come up with the name, all of us, we kind of listed 2-3 names, and in fact the name was suggested by one of our alums, which is Dhwani. When we kind of collated our lists, her name, the name Orangutan, what she had suggested, stood out for all of us. So Orangutan in Malay means people of the forest, and being wildlife lovers, we thought it resonated in that first instinct. And the esports facility that we've built, we called it the forest. The players that represent us are the apes. So we were able to brand it in a very nice way. Today, when you think of Puma, the first thing that you'll think of is the brand Puma.
Correct.
We want Orangutan to become that brand because I think we have the capability to make it such a big brand that anytime anyone takes the name Orangutan, they'll think of the esports team and not the animal.
Yeah, no, you cannot go wrong with a name which starts from O. Okay, I want to know about the logo, right? Because there's an interesting story about the logo.
I remember you telling me. I don't think I've said it on record, and I don't know if people will kick us for this, but one of our board members kind of recommended us to go through this guy called Rahul Nanda, who has made the Geo logo. Yeah. And sent us a lot of options and stuff. And there were a few drafts which we liked, and the final logo came out well. We got to know later that this logo was made in Iceland, and then the invoice came. I don't know if I should even put a public number to it, but the invoice was 10 lakhs plus GST.
For a logo.
For this logo that you see. This was day zero of our business. We had nothing in line, and the first expense, or the first expense that we had to make was this 10 lakh rupees plus GST. It took me 2 years to realize the value of the IP, the value of the logo that you're building. It's not just a logo, but it's a lot more than that. Yeah. Cut to 2 years later, there are brands today paying us to use this logo, which is much more than the amount we paid. That is when it all started making sense, and that is when the 10 lakh rupee that we had paid
seemed very small compared to all this.
Exactly. So.
No, I totally agree. I sometimes think that it's worth investing in a Mercedes-Benz, right? Yeah. Because in the long term, it will always pay off in some way or the other. You never know. Now I want to rewind back to the classroom, and I really want to know a couple of favorite memories what you've had. Of course, I remember that you were a Student of the Year award, right?
I think even today, that's my favorite part of college, because something I don't think everyone can say the same thing, but in 2017, after our first year got over, ISME started the concept of Student of the Year, where they recognized one student from each batch and they crowned them the Student of the Year. So obviously felt like a movie for me, because I was awarded the Student of the Year award from Karan Johar in 2017. So I think is my fondest memory of college, because ISME was growing, we were growing all together. So a lot of gratitude always when I come back to college, and I will always be thankful to Dr. Shahani and everyone who's helped me in this journey.
And in class memory?
In class, I think my favorite lectures were the entrepreneurship lectures, and that's why I went on to do my master's in entrepreneurship. So I think Prateek sir and your classes were something really that I used to look forward to. I used to enjoy doing the assignments, everything that you guys taught. Even today, if you ask someone, Tam Sam Som, not a lot of people know, but I'm really happy that we had an assignment on that, and you really go back to your basics, even when you're running the company. I think it's the right path that I've taken. I studied entrepreneurship, went on to do my master's, worked in your startup as an intern, started my own company. So it's the path that I took. I've actually taken one step properly at each point in time.
Now, I want to understand from you as Shah, the visionary, right? Like, where do you aspire Orangutan to reach, right? What is the big game plan behind having a good GG?
So the vision with Orangutan is we just don't want to be India focused, but we want to become a global brand. That is very much possible for us because I can be in India, be an Indian company, but have a team in America. I can be an Indian team and have a team in Singapore or Malaysia or wherever in different games. I think PUBG, Counter-Strike, Valorant, League of Legends, all these are the...
FIFA as well?
FIFA on an individual level is a very big game, but it doesn't make business sense to organizations like us because it's an individual sport and not a team sport. Popular on an individual level, but not as a business.
As a business.
Something.
Tell me, you mentioned Tam Sam Som, right?
Yeah.
How big is the esports market currently in India? And in the next 5 to 10 years, how is it going to grow? And as it is growing, of course, there are team owners like you, entrepreneurs like you who own teams. But, for all the viewers which are watching who might be in their late teens or early 20s, what kind of... I wouldn't say job opportunities because that's quite an outdated word, but what kind of overall entrepreneurial opportunities does the world of esports provide? First, how big is the market?
The market is very small in India when you compare it to the global level. We are probably as big as one team in America.
What are you saying? One team in America is equal to an entire esport industry in India?
Yeah, because we are at a very nascent stage. We just started a couple of years back. But this market is growing at a staggering rate. So almost 60%, 70%
year on year. Wow.
So if you see a 10-year trajectory, I think this is going to become one of the biggest source of entertainment for a lot of people across the globe. And the reason is the Gen Zs now who are 17, 18-year-olds are going to be 28, 29 yet watching esports. I think the next decade is India's decade is what I believe. A lot of money, a lot of growth India as a country is going to see, and esports is going to be, I hope esports is one of the biggest driver of that as well. When these esports athletes are competing, the equipment that they use or the tech that is involved shouldn't be subpar. It has to be the best of the best. If someone had a better bat, where you knew that you can hit a longer 6, everyone would use that, right?
Yeah.
So here, a 15 Pro and a 14 Pro makes a difference, or a 13 Pro and a 15 Pro in phones make a difference. And you really need to give them the best of the best, keep updating the equipment so that tomorrow you don't want to give a reason, because I was using this phone, I got a lag and I was dropped out or I got killed in the match. We are like a platform for them to, go out there and become the next heroes. They're already big influencers. All these people in esports have millions of followers.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The beauty is these guys create content. So they stream, they create regular content on YouTube, Instagram, Reels, everything. Even though they are esports athletes, they are out there on social media, interacting with them on a much closer level compared to what a Virat Kohli would do or a Rohit Sharma would do. So
and the weapon of choice everybody has is the same, right? Everybody has the same phone.
Exactly. And today, if you start playing BGMI as a game, there will come a point where you want to get better at the game.
Yeah.
Because
And
no
it's
one
pure
just
skill based, right?
pure skill based. So what you play, what I play is exactly. It's not a pay to win game. So you can't put in more money and be a better player. So I feel that has been one of the reasons why esports has kind of, is very different in that aspect.
Got it. Now the last segment, okay? I'm
Yeah.
just going to ask you a bunch of random questions,
Yeah.
but in a very fast manner. So
Yeah.
do not think. The first thing, okay? Which is your favorite esports team in the world, apart, of course, from Orangutan?
Fnatic.
Fnatic. Okay. Which is that one video game which Shah plays when he is stressed?
I think the only game right now I'm playing is Valorant. Fun fact, I've never downloaded BGMI, which is the biggest game, PUBG,
Yeah.
in my phone, or I've never played that game.
Makes the two of us, yeah. Okay. All right, great. Okay. Secretly, which sport do you think, or which video game do you think Orangutan can get better at?
We can get better at all the games right
Mhm.
now. I don't think we are one of the best, but we want to be the best. I think all the three games that we are in needs improvement.
Yeah, but then my next question was, which is that one game which Orangutan can steamroll anybody?
I think Free Fire.
Free Fire.
Yeah, because we've got one of the best teams in the country right now who have been India champions, represented India at Asia level. So
Got it. More difficult questions now, Jay. Which subject did you not like back while you were studying? Or which subject did you find it really tough or boring?
I think all BCom lectures.
All BCom lectures?
BCom lectures.
Yeah. Anything in particular?
Nothing in like your accounts and maths and whatever those.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like you're yet in 11th, 12th.
11th. Yeah. Okay. On the flip side, which is your favorite subject? Now, don't tell me entrepreneurship because that's a course. But within that, do you remember any subject?
I did like digital marketing.
Mhm.
That particular, because that was very new to me. I learned how to run ads and stuff.
So, adding to that a little bit more because we'll dig a little bit deeper. Can you tell me to one non-academic instance what you are really fond of back in ATLAS ISME?
I was the most talentless person out there,
Okay.
but managing a whole bunch of talented people.
Yeah.
So I think I found my way through in a bunch of talented cohort, and
Mhm.
where I used to lead different contingents for different college fests. So I think my fondest memories are from all the different college fests that we went to, and in specific, I think Flame Kurukshetra.
Yeah, I think that was the first year, right?
That was the first year because we had to literally fight with the college to
For
to allow
legitimacy,
us-
yeah.
to allow us to go, because they
Yeah.
thought it's a vacation, 3-4 day
Yeah.
vacation where
Yeah.
they'll go to Pune and have
And
fun.
chill, yeah.
But I think we turned it around because there was so much to prove to the college that no, we are going to win the trophy, and that was our first ever trophy that we got back in our first year. So fondest memory.
Got it. Last couple of questions, Jay. You're what, 25, 26?
I'll turn 26 in a few days.
Oh, lovely. Nice. As you're turning 26 and you're a full-time entrepreneur, and that was your first, of course, you did internship at a very cool company. But this is what you've always done, right? Since the start of your career,
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur is a very stressful job, right? It's a 24/7 job. You don't realize it. It's super glamorous from the outside, but I'm sure that there would be incidences where you would just be like, I want to call it a day at 6. I want to just have a regular 9 to 5. What is your portion for yourself on those days when you're having a rough day, week, month?
As you mentioned, a lot of things look rosy on the outside of being an entrepreneur, but people don't realize the amount of stress, the amount of responsibility that you have running a company today, when we have more than 50-60 people where we pay them salaries month on month. You know that 50-60 people are dependent on you to do
their
well, and
livelihood,
that's why
their dreams.
they are really working with you and helping you achieve that vision, and it's a collective effort. I feel Orangutan today is what it is because of the people behind the scenes who are working tirelessly day in, day out, who probably don't even come in front of the camera and talk. That is one of the things that always, on a bad day, I think of these people. And if I see motivation in even one person out there, and if I see that if he can do it, if he is yet so passionate about a dream that we are having, then why can't I? And that is what gets me back to track, and I reset and try and get back on my feet again. I think we've gone through both the phases. Games got banned in the middle. They came back. Very tough times for not just us, but the players and everyone working at Orangutan. So we need to lead by example. We need to be the one really spreading the positivity within the organization's core, and just on a day-to-day basis. Because if we lose belief, I think everyone will crack, and that is when a lot of companies start seeing the downfall. I think showing up is a lot
showing up
more
is half
difficult.
battle done.
Exactly. A lot of entrepreneurs today run away. The different difficult conversations that you need to have. And they are figuring it out, but they are just not there in person with the team. One thing that obviously I've learned through a lot of podcasts and a lot of good people that I've heard is I think showing up and just facing the bad and the good, everything is very important, and that's what I try to do, and that's what keeps me motivated. And I think the field of business that we are in, it's every day so exciting. It's not just the same thing. Like today we are here shooting a podcast, tomorrow we are shooting content for our teams winning. So it's very different. Every day is very different for us.
Got it. Great. Thank you so much, Jay. I'm really happy. More than happy, I'm very proud that, I was able to play a very small role in this big story. ATLAS was able to play a small role in your big story.
Not a small role, very, very big role. I feel today the person I am and the person I'm shaping up to be, I think a lot of credit goes to college and all the mentors that I've had in the college, right from Kunal sir, you, Dr. Shahani, everyone I think has played such an important role in just giving me that motivation, encouraging us, always really showing us off, and that really feels good at the end of the day, because that is what at least keeps me going and really happy.
When you become alumni, we become your lifelong cheerleaders. So thank you so much, Jay.
Thank you so much.
And this is such a nice conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.